What's up, everybody? We'll get started in a moment here. All right, let's get started here. Audio, from what I hear from the audience, which is nothing, is crispy. It is tight. If I switch scenes here, what's up, everybody? Little housekeeping. Got a Weberoni webinar next week, 14th, 1:30, with Stephen McClurg, CEO of Canary, and James Seyfert, Bloomberg Intelligence. Going to talk about the Bitcoin 4-year cycle and some other things on the crypto side. It's free. There'll be a recording likely afterwards available. For those who are interested, I'll leave the link in the description of this video. Yesterday I started talking about the trade journal that I made for the year. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about all the trades here, why I'm doing what I'm doing. If anybody wants me to be more descriptive, or a few people have come back and said, hey, can you add this, that, and the other thing? So I'll work on that. I'll get that added. The main thing for me that I did this was sizing. Historically I have a big problem with sizing. In crypto I can size it up, just go to infinity, no problem. But legacy, for whatever reason, feels like real money to me, so I have trouble sizing. So that's what this is really for. And then somebody had asked about adding conditions and how to add and when to add and how much am I adding, and why is FDS, for example, where is it? Fact set somewhere on here. Here it is. Why was this a B? Yeah, why is this a B and it has sizing that it has, whatever? It's a good question. Like, it's a relatively big size compared to the rest of the portfolio, considering it was initially at least a B in the confidence in the setup. The other thing I mentioned in the video yesterday was this is probably like a lot of positions for me on the legacy side. I just think that's where we're at right now. I think the indices are kind of just chopping around, trying to breaking down, like back and forth, back and forth. I think this is a stock picker's market. So I think that's what we're seeing. If I'm seeing setups in 20 names, I'm taking those trades. Does it make sense to be spread this thin on 20 names? Maybe not. Ideally, you're slowly cutting and culling things that had the potential to work but aren't working, and then you're adding to things that are breaking out. I'd love to add to Moderna today. I'd love to add to UUU some more. What else we got that was breaking out? STZ we'll check, which is Constellation. IREN's another one. That chart looks really, really good. So we'll take a look at all this for sure. A few things on Bitcoin. I was really hoping that at the beginning of the year, when the year rolled, we wouldn't continue to see huge negative outflows on the ETFs, but we are. And maybe the most important of the ETFs is IBIT, and we're seeing outflows. Not great. Not great. That's usually pretty sticky money. So hopefully this is just like a rebalance, like a yearly rebalance, but you'd think if you're going to rebalance, you'd do that before the year rolls. I don't know, whatever. It is what it is, but this is not helping, right? You know, this is contributing to the chop, unquestionably. This is $1 billion out in 3 days. You know, that's not going to help price. I don't care what people say. Then a few just on-chain things. MVRV, which has historically been dead on the money as an oscillator, overbought, oversold, is closer to oversold than overbought. It's not in oversold, but it's certainly not screaming like, you know, we can't go higher. For me, the bottom line here with BTC is just, it's easier to trade anything else right now. There's so many setups. I mean, you saw my list, right? Like this, there's probably like 20 more that are easily tradable compared to this. Like I just picked a few of them for me, but that's not where we're at with BTC right now, in my opinion. We'll talk about what it's going to take for us to get there, but you know, that's just trading. That's just markets, right? For me, I don't see a great setup on BTC here just yet. Funding was also briefly negative. This is kind of a big deal because historically, if we're trending bullish and funding is negative, that has been a bottom. Now there's always going to be somebody pointing to things like this over here, like, oh, what about this part where we had negative funding and then kept going? Yeah, like, look, nothing's perfect, right? But what I liked here is that we were seeing an Adam and Eve with negative funding. And that's, to me, a setup that's ripe for a reversal higher. So funding's back to positive. It is what it is. That's fine. But what you really want to see is like crowded shorts at the bottom as stuff is taking off. Like you want to see people doubling down on the shorts as we're lifting off from the Adam and Eve. So we might still see that. I don't know. You know, but we're certainly not in the euphoric phase. Another one that's super interesting is hash ribbon. So this is the hash rate with a 30, 60-day moving average. And historically, when this is crossed bearish, it is bearish price. It represents miner capitulation. Miners are turning rigs off. Miners are selling. Miners are capitulating, whatever. We had a giant spike in bearishness on the hash ribbons there. That has turned around a little bit. Again, this isn't perfect, but if I'm looking for like a series of things, if this is a fish tank and we're checking like the ammonia, we're checking the water quality, we're checking the oxygen, we're seeing how many fish are in the tank, and like, okay, that one's pregnant, this one had babies, you know, this one looks dead, right? Like we're checking all these things to see what's going on. This is part of that. You know, can we get any information from this data? I think flows are important. I think the COT data is important, and this is slowly flipping back, assuming this is updated, which I think it's up to date. Maybe not the last week, but we want commercials, the red bars, to be as long as possible. We want blue bars to be as short as possible. That historically has meant bullish things. It's fairly neutral, but it's leaning bullish. So again, we have these like little tiny things that are maybe enough to get us out of this mess down here. But when I look at the cloud on the weekly, man, this just doesn't look like a trade that I want to take yet. It just doesn't. We're still flirting with a breakdown. We're still flirting with a potential bear flag. I want to be as bullish as the next guy, but this weekly cross coming up on the TK lines, also not great. So it's just a lot of maybe wait and see type stuff. You know, I think we all want BTC to get out of the 90s, and maybe that trade is 93 to 103. Would love to take that trade. Would love to see this Adam and Eve or ascending triangle, whatever this ends up being, through the daily, right? We're setting up for that. We're definitely setting up for that. I don't want anything below this diag on support. Any closes down there, and not a fan. Now that's repairable. This could morph into 16 other things, right? But it was an Adam and Eve. It might turn into an inverted head and shoulders. Who knows? It might break down as a bear flag. But the trigger point for me as a breakout trade, which is dangerous because these have failed like for a long time. You know, It's been months since a breakout trade actually worked out to the long side. But when I'm looking for entries, it's going to be in here with a bullish TK cross. So that might not be until late January, but I think patience will pay off. And then for me, it's like, okay, you might be super wrong, but I want to size that up bigly. Like, use leverage, use margin, use it all and see what we can get. 93 to 103. And then maybe at 103, reduce that to just spot or reduce that to just ETF, IBIT, whatever, however you want to think about that. It's very similar to me up here. I was very, very right for a brief moment in time. And then it gave it all back, right? But it's my job to not care about the outcome, be outcome independent, recognize the setup, take the trade, see what happens. So I really like this setup if we see it, if we get it. Let me catch up with chat. Hold the bag. Yeah, so we could get, someone's saying the right shoulder on the weekly, but we could get a right shoulder here too. Like I said, like it could just be one of these. It could be a combination of a few things. It still measures essentially to the same place, 101 to 105. I think we're going to have a hell of a time trying to break 103 personally. Would love to be wrong. But that's just my singular focus for BTC. So until that triggers, I just don't care. There's really just nothing to do on the Bitcoin side. Crispy like fresh Panda Express. Yeah, and people are saying like, should I cheat the edge to edge a little early? You certainly can. You know, there's nothing against that. I would take partial size and keep adding, but that's just me. One that I think is active right now is Metaplanet. Like, why? Tell me, like anybody. I don't know why Metaplanet looks the way it does, but if I can find the right cloud settings, this thing has looked good for a couple days now. It's got a inverted head and shoulders. I haven't really seen too many people talking about it either. I don't know why. I guess because it's down 60%, 80% from the highs, whatever. But this is the chart to be trading, not MSTR. I don't know what the hell's going on with MSTR. This is a trade setup. This is an edge to edge. This is a bearish to bullish reversal. Why now? No idea. They're acquiring more BTC. They are doing such and such other thing, whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. But this chart absolutely triggered a trade, and that's why in here, in the trade journal, like there it is, right? Metaplanet, blah, 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 size. I should probably fix this so that size is easier to see, but you know, I should be adding to that too. Because that looks really good and continues to look good and continues to work. So that's what the focus should be. It shouldn't be on some random altcoin. If we go to like Aptos, okay? We'll just pick on Aptos. Like, does this look like it's working? Doesn't look like it's working to me. Cardano, does this look like it's working? No. And this thing, you know, if BTC breaks up, ADA, blah, 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 altcoin, they're all going to break up more. But that's not really the point. The point is, why are you sitting in this thing down 60% in 2 months, 3 months? Just doesn't make sense. But yeah, these setups are very similar on all the alts. It's just, how do you want to play this? How far down the risk spectrum do you want to go? I'd rather just leverage up BTC, ETH, Sol, be done with it personally. But yeah, these setups are similar on a lot of the alts as well. I think it's just a little too early. Yeah, if you guys want me to look at anything, just let me know. Throw in the chat. Anyone else feels like real money? It does feel like it, doesn't it? I don't know. It's like a weird mental thing. Like if I'm on Kraken, it's like, let's go, right? But if I'm on Schwab, it's I gotta size that down for some reason. SNDK. Yeah, the journal stuff is super important because then you can look back and you can say, like, you can be honest with yourself and say, you know, how did I size this? What was I thinking when I was doing this? Any insight there to help yourself later on is super helpful. So yeah, that's it for BTC. It's literally just this, 93 to 103. I don't care about the cycle personally, like the 4-year cycle. I don't care about, name it, like, I don't know. Whatever you got, I just don't care. In the moment, this is all I care about. ETH again has a similar type of setup idea going for it. Adam and Eve, ascending triangle, inverted head and shoulders. It's all sort of the same thing right now. It's all just morphing together. The chart pattern police are going to come after me, but it all kind of is the same thing. It all has, to me, the same breakpoint, where if this goes, it makes a lower low like 2,900, then it's in trouble. Like, you know, people are going to ask me, do I like ETH right now? Not really. Do I like BMNR right now? Not really. Not me personally. I just think it's like, if I'm using leverage or some leveraged instrument, you got to be pretty sure. If you're thinking like A, B, C trend paradigm, we're in like C, right? We're not trending. We're chopping. This is nothing. This is nothing yet. To me, I'm not seeing anything. And you can go down the list. We can look at coin. Like, tell me what coin looks like. Junk, right? To me. Now this again may morph into something, but right here, right now, it's nothing. It's been just chopping around. Circle, same deal. Is this anything? To me, it's not. It's just chopping around. I got nothing. I got nothing. I don't know what to say, right? It's just, we're not there yet. We're just not there yet. So, you know, just kind of black and white, right? Just nothing to do. It's really nothing to do. That's why when we look at MSTR versus Metaplanet, MSTR, again, look at this downtrend. Look at this thing. 65% since July. Daily, not yet. Not yet. This could morph into an inverted head and shoulders that had a falling wedge. It hasn't broke up yet. It's in the too hard pile. Like, I just don't see a reason to think about it. There's no setup. There's nothing to do versus this Metaplanet. I know exactly what to do with this. I've seen this all the time, right? It's just weird that one is so much further down the trade setup path, this, than MSTR. So I definitely like this over anything right now. Galaxy, backed. What else? What else on the crypto side? I don't even know. So yeah, all this stuff just doesn't make sense to me. Not yet. And like look at IREN, right? You want to trade something that has potential. Here we go. Trade IREN, right? This thing's ready to break up. Trade strength that is ready to be strong again. Trade stuff like UUU, which looks insane, like in a good way, right? It had this crazy run from 4 to 20, broke down, complex IHS, back above the cloud, bullish TK cross, price above cloud. It's got everything going for it. And it doesn't, again, outcome independence is key here because it doesn't really matter what happens after this. It's that, oh, I know, me personally, I know what to do with this. I get it. I know what the market's trying to tell me here. And the energy stuff has been doing really, really well. So you got that as a tailwind as well. SNDK, yeah, memory. The memory stuff has been doing really, really good. I was wondering when you'd mentioned the bullish. Yeah, the COT data had been delayed because the government shut down, so it's been like kind of wonky timing-wise. But yes, it has flipped bullish. Which, you know, if we're looking for little tiny things, that's one of them. Definitely one of them. What is positioning? What are flows? Flows not in your favor right now on the bullish side. Positioning is. So it's just kind of all over the place. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. SNDK, sure. Yeah, so to me, you know, the difference between this and UUUU is UUUU has reconsolidated and is ready to go. Same thing with IREN. Now you could be saying, well, you know, if I was watching SNDK on the 4 hour, yeah, right, this right here, bullish TK recross price above cloud. Every day, all day, love it. Love it. It also had some sort of inverted head and shoulders thing here on low time frames, but you have to be watching this on the 4 hour, which I clearly wasn't. But that's the entry right here. And one that looks similar to this on the daily would be Reddit, which had a hell of a day today. But this looks like a massive cup and handle eventually. There's got to be a trade here at some point at any high. It's struggled to break out. So I'm waiting on that one. Someone's asking about Tesla. If it's a high time frame idea, I like to be patient. and it's part of the Mag 7. It's stupid valuation, doesn't make any sense, Elon, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the TA looks real to me. Now at this point, I don't want anything below 420. But if it's, so maybe I cut half, maybe I don't cut the whole thing, because this is a long-term idea. It's the same thing with XMR. Like, if it took XMR a decade to set up at a high, right? Literally a decade. I'm going to give it some breathing room. I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, XMR. Show me what you got. I'll be patient, right? So it's the same thing with any of these long-term setups. You can go to gold, right? You can't watch this on, if the monthly is telling you it's a cup and handle, right? You have to be patient, and you can't watch it on the 4 hour and say, oh man, it's breaking down. You just have to accept it. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But a high time frame consolidation deserves the benefit of the doubt that it's going to work out. Believe in the heart of the cards, Yugi. Believe in the heart of the cards. And let it happen, right? Let it happen. So no, my thoughts on Tesla haven't changed at all. It's a long-term idea. It's not a short-term idea. So maybe you size that way down. Maybe you give it some patience. I wouldn't trade this with options personally. That's coming from a guy who doesn't really trade options well. On the daily, this looks like a mess, right? So I just like the potential. Do I think the move from 93 to 103 will be fast? I think it could, because it is setting up as a breakout. That isn't to say like, oh man, you're going to miss it if you don't buy now. I don't think that's the case at all. I think you got some time personally. And to me, the stop loss is like 88 right now. That might be cutting it too close. Again, that's why I like Metaplanet. Like, who cares about anything else? Literally anything else. I don't care about anything else. Metaplanet's working right now, and the cloud looks amazing. And it's a BTC analog, right? So if BTC randomly goes to 103, Metaplanet's going to go to infinity, right? Like, it just doesn't even matter. It's already working before BTC's breaking out. Why, I have no idea. But that's the place to be. Like, if I had to trade anything, which I am, it's Monero and Metaplanet. That's it. On the crypto side, I just don't see any reason to trade anything else. Any thoughts on macro and liquidity? Yeah, I mean, the liquidity bros are down bad, right? Because here's the liquidity proxy. It should be snapping back here, BTC relative to liquidity any day now, but here we are, just sort of waiting. So this has not kept up at all. Some people have said this is related to the stablecoin bill and China selling crypto, buying gold. Possible. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right, now we get to the featured request. We have a full list from Nwanda, by the way, so get ready for that. Those are always fun. Serve. A lot of people asking me about this one recently. I always like these ultra high time frame. What are those books called where you like like the pattern recognition thing? I Spy? No, what are they called? Anyway, it's similar to this where it's like, on the daily, if you zoom way out, there's like something trying to happen, and it's not perfect. It's kind of messy, but there's sort of some lines that you can draw here, right? I don't know. It's above the daily cloud. It's just been a ranging mess. I don't hate it. Maybe you size this as a breakout trade at a high. I'll set an alert. Doc N is what comes to mind in a similar fashion. Like, this is another one I should be adding to. Look at this weekly breakout. That's a fresh 8-week high or something on a multi-year pattern. I don't know. That looks really good to me. Moderna already mentioned this thing looks incredible to me. I don't know why fundamentally it's doing what it's doing. No clue. Looks incredible. Looks better than Novo Nordisk, which also looks good to me. breaking out of the cloud, breaking out of the channel. So like, again, think relative to crypto, nothing in crypto looks like this at all. Nothing is breaking out of anything right now in crypto. Nothing. Maybe some random altcoin. But, this is where I throw my money, not in crypto. At least until it starts to look better. Oklo had some news on a meta deal. What's funny is, initially IREN versus Oklo, when I was thinking about positioning, it's like, okay, they both had a falling wedge. IREN looked better to me. IREN still looks better to me. But market's going to market, right? And here we are. Oklo's up, or it was up 60% from the low. Crazy. Now, I wouldn't have bought it at 74, 75. But the thing is that's interesting, when these, I don't know why I always think of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, like connecting all of these things together. It's like, okay, here's a Head and Shoulders, it hit the target, now it does this, it hit the target, now it does this, it hit the target. Like back here, right? Cup and Handle hit the target, Head and Shoulders hit the target, falling wedge, blah, 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 whatever. I don't know if I can realistically trade like that and be like, okay, hit this pattern's target down here, now I'm going to reverse and buy. But anyway, yes, falling wedge, breakout, looks good. I don't know what you do with it here. It feels a little extended. So I don't know. I got nothing to say on that. That's why I just like IREN better. I like UUUU better. Those are both basically the same trade in that they are energy, nuclear, something, what is the other? URA? URA is another one that looks excellent here. Breaking back above the cloud after reconsolidating. This is just the uranium ETF. URNM, same deal, uranium miners. There is REMX, which is rare earths, doing really, really well. Nothing like crypto, right? Just nothing. We'll look at Zcash for fun. I hope this, yeah. Not what you want to see, right? This is the opposite of all those other charts I just showed you. This is inverted cup and handle, M double top. I don't know. Not anything I want to trade. Just looks like chop. What is platinum doing? Platinum still just gross. Crazy. Syrup. Sure. Is it this one? I think at some point I was drawing like a channel. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It doesn't scream at me. I just don't care right now on crypto. It just doesn't make sense. There's just too much uncertainty on directionality, I think. M? Yeah, someone asked me about this one like months ago. MNMD. It looks fine. I don't hate it. Not necessarily late or early. Above the cloud. Looks fine. I don't know if I like ads there versus other positions. EQT looks like it's rolling over the Head and Shoulders to me. I do not like that one at all. Kind of looks like BTC, honestly. It's got this character to it. Not a fan. Not a fan. Yeah, let's look at the Mag 7 real quick. Let me pull them up. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. It's always a good time. In here, out there. In the recording. And this, again, if we're zooming out on Tesla, like, I'm fine being patient for 3 to 6 months, right? If you're telling me there's a 2x in here, there's some buried treasure waiting to show itself, fine, right? I'm not throwing my whole portfolio at it. I will be adding at highs at 500, but it deserves some patience. Absolutely. Apple, yikes. Bearish TK cross in the cloud. This was a great trend that should be studied by all generations of people all over the world. And that's it, right? Nothing else to say. Take what you get. Don't expect anything more. fractals would have gotten you out. Fractals would have been a mess on this on the daily, but let's say you were thinking about it at 266. It does pull you out at 265, but then it finally pulls you out really at 270. So this was screaming, be careful, before the rollover into the cloud. So I don't like Apple here at all. Let's take a look at Softy, Microsoft. Ranging mess could be bear flag. Doesn't quite look tradable here to me. And this is going to be a common theme with the Mag 7. If these are supposed to be the market leaders, this is why the indices are having problems breaking up. All of these to me just look kind of whatever, ho-hum. NVIDIA, this could be... Man, we do not want NVIDIA. Is this just some like crazy Head and Shoulders? It's going to be interesting if this breaks down and everything else doesn't, or if it doesn't take the entire market with us. Hopefully. I just have a hard time thinking that BTC is going to be fine if NVIDIA breaks down, you know. Yeah, that's tough right there, because it doesn't set a great tone for the longs. Google, all-time highs, one of the few of the Mag 7 that is continuing, just screaming. And I saw this down here, and I just didn't do anything. But that's why you got to stay outcome independent. Say, okay, I know it's possible. It's possible for this thing to continue to some level. That's why you do what you do on the cloud. So that looks good. I don't like ads necessarily at all-time highs there, but it looks fine. Meta also looks like junk. Nothing to do there. Netflix, speaking of junk, my God. To be fair to Netflix, it did have a generational run from 2022 to 2025. But yeah, no, this is a huge avoid. And then Amazon finally breaking up. Is Uncle Jeff selling? Is his wife selling? Is ex-wife selling? Looks good. Looks good. Better than Tesla. And Tesla looks fine to me. But if I had to pick one to trade, long-term Tesla, short-term Amazon, that's it of the Mag 7. And we can look at the ETF. The ETF's probably, yeah, it looks not great here, folks. Not great. I'm going to be honest. Just got to hope this doesn't break down, because the SPY will get dragged down with it, and everything else is going to be angry. SPY actually looks, so this would mean breadth is widening, because if the leaders are dragging and we're still going up on the SPY, and that's huge. So that to me says there's some sort of rotation going on. Equal weighted at all-time highs today. So this ain't bearish, kids. This ain't bearish. But seeing the leaders drag is concerning. Nifty 50. Is this India, right? If you bought in 2020, I think it looks okay. I mean, anything below 24 would be problematic. This could still be a cup and handle. Doesn't look too bad to me. Thank you, Yijit. Could you please look at RCAT? Yes, I will. RCAT, CVX. Is your personal plan for that move to sell the edge at 105? Oh, I will be. So my personal plan is to get levered to the hilt at 93. Hopefully it's right. And then reduce considerably at 103. And maybe just sit in spot. Yeah, serve, we talked about, a lot of people asking about. I think it looks fine. I don't love it. You know, I like Zoom better. I like this crappy chart better. Just a tighter consolidation. It's consolidated for a longer time. But it's, you know, Zoom is not a market narrative that's going on right now, right? Whereas robotics is. Yeah, Chevron. There's a lot of stuff here with oil companies that's like trying to break out. XLE is another one. It's trying. It's really trying. And I don't care about Venezuela personally. I just don't care. What does the technicals say? Technicals say this stuff's trying to break up. So I don't hate this as a hedge. I don't even hate RSP as a hedge. Is there some like equal, or is there a, what is it? There's a levered, it's got to be a levered equal weight out there somewhere. Somebody can look it up. You know, this is basically X Mag 7 strength, right? And I'm sure there's an X Mag 7 ETF that's even better for that. What's the other? IWM? Yeah, all-time high, right? I mean, lots of places to put your money. It's seemingly not the leaders of last year or the year before, aka not the Mag 7, where you're going to get more bang for your buck right now. But IWM looks great. TNA, which is leveraged IWM, breaking up. So there are trades to take. Maybe not the most obvious of places. RCAT. Is this the drone? I can't remember. The problem is it's this, you got this huge range at this point up here, which, okay, fine. It's not like the end of the world. Maybe anything above 13. It's just not, to me, a slam dunk just yet, because this thing could just keep, you know, grinding you out for the rest of the year. So it looks okay. I don't like ads or opens here, personally, for me. Kratos. Oh boy. Big day. 10%. I mean, what do you do with that? It looks like UUU, doesn't it? Again, this is why, if you're watching this stuff, that was the day. Up here, maybe you wait for the cup and handle a little bit. You wait for the pullback. Maybe you nibble. It's tough because you missed a lot of this already. But, you know, if you're not watching it, you're not watching it. So it looks good. Just looks a little late. Yeah, some of these. Yeah, Gurn looks phenomenal still. Just stupid good. I love me a nice tight consolidation for multiple years. This one, this hair care company, randomly had like M&A rumors and shot up and was limit up. Like, I can't predict that, right? But the technicals will help you when it's been down and consolidating for years and years and years. Yeah, aerospace and defense does look good. Magic Eye, yeah, maybe that's Magic Eye. Mo Bravia brought the heat last time. You know, when I remember a name, that means something. That means something. Ramp. Yeah, I love seeing just mega ranges chopped, because to me this is a coil. You know, it's like tightening. It could be a lot of things right now. So I like being patient with something like this and just waiting. You know, it reminds me of Rivian in a way, because Rivian was the same for like 2 years. It just like sprung like a coil and it's breaking up. Not doing amazing today, but still sitting in this, obviously. Love it. So yeah, Ramp, worth a watch. MPW, same deal. Add a little alert there for myself at 580. You've got a diag, you've got a horizontal, you've got probably another diag here. Tons of consolidation, down for years. Worth an alert, you know? Worth an alert. I like it. Not just because it's down, because it's consolidated for a long time. Stone, we looked at this for some reason. Yeah, I got nothing on this one. Probably Mo asking us last time. Just looks stuck in the range to me for now. Figma. Yeah, I have an alert on this, what, at 40? I don't know. I'd rather just trade BTC personally, but it's a chart. I see it. I see what you're seeing on the 4 hour, but it's a chart. It's a chart. End phase. Yeah. Interesting. I'm interested. Definitely interested. The first Kumo breakout since 24 today. I don't hate it. I do not hate it. I gotta write these down because I always forget. That one might be a buy today, honestly. And it's probably got all sorts of issues, but I like it. I like it. APLS. Yeah, what a mess that is. Kind of ugly, but I understand why you're calling it out. I mean, maybe something like this. I don't know. I don't know. It's a trade. I like the other stuff better. Trying to think what else is on this list. Yeah, like it's Constellation, ARC-G. So this is Constellation. Incredible looking. Incredible inverted head and shoulders there. DraftKings, how does that look today? Back down again, but again, head and shoulders there. On the 4 hour with a pretty quick answer, I think, as in within the next couple weeks we should know. FDS is another one. We should know the answer on this fairly shortly, whether this stalls or not. So to me, these are like immediate trades, whereas APLS, serve, maybe you give a little time. AQN. Algonquin Power. Kind of an inverted head and shoulders there a little bit, yeah? On the weekly? Okay. Not bad. Not bad for like a... It's funny, one of the other streams ago, everyone's like calling out these international companies, and I just like can't buy them on Schwab. Like, man, these all look so good. Yeah, I see. I like this stuff because I like the multi-year pattern. I like the cloud. I like the fact that it's down for multiple years. It's just this. It's the same trade over and over again. You know, we're just looking for the same patterns over and over again. That's a good one. I like that one. GELMT. All right, now we got to start. We got to start whipping through these. We got 20 minutes here. We got a whole Nuanda list. GE. No. It just looks late. I mean, it's fine if you're holding it. Doesn't look like an entry to me here. LMT. Yeah. Is that an entry though? Chop. You know, if you're in the aerospace category, defense, military, industrial complex, I guess, not bad. Not for me right now. Rocket Lab. Yeah. This one, you know, it's like, what do you even do with this? Kind of the same story of everything else. Like, if you didn't buy this here, it does feel a little late to me. That's why I gotta be watching this stuff. So it looks fine. It just looks a little late. CVX we looked at, right? Yeah, that's Chevron. Looks okay. Chevron looks okay. METC? Nah. I don't love it. Maybe if you're playing some low time frame thing, but again, if I'm going to play anything that looks like this, it's going to be Metaplanet on the daily or the 4 hour. I mean, look at this thing. It looks insane. It looks so insane. And watch it just fail. Like, I don't even care. It just looks crazy. WPP. ADR. Same trade, same setup, right? Down for years, consolidating, trying to get above the cloud. I don't hate it. I do not hate it. We'll see if I can buy it. I doubt it. It's an ADR, maybe. Don't hate it. This one. This one is Not for me. Just the range is just too big. It just looks too messy to me. Nextra, also a massive range. See, the problem with these, it's like I always think of this every time. Block, right? Anytime I look at a range chart, my amygdala goes avoid, 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 because you get stuck in this thing and you get stuck in this hope cycle for years and years and years of, okay, it's gonna break out this time. This is the time. This is my chance, right? So it's just like, why? It doesn't have a history of just, this is blocks specifically, but it doesn't have a history of doing well. It doesn't have a history of breaking out. It has a history of just chopping around forever. So, if you like that, go for it. But it's not for me. DJT. I don't know, man. That's just not for me. There's lots of stuff to trade in this world. That one's not it for me. Arrow. Little late-ish, kinda. Looks a little late. Moved up quickly. Hard to detect on the cloud. If you're in it, you're doing great. But I don't know about entries here for me. Target on REMX. Yeah, all the Zcash engineers resigned. Shitcoin's gonna shitcoin. What do you want? What are you gonna say, right? REMX has an old target. So we were talking about this when, if I forget who called it out. Somebody called it out on stream last year. I get all my best ideas from you guys. They called it out on stream, and that's when we first started looking at it, but because I'd never heard of this thing. So 94 to 120 makes sense to me as a target for REMX. Just sitting here today. We can also measure the fibs of the previous high and the previous low. And that gives you another zone to think about. 97 to 107. So I like anything above 100 is probably fine, honestly. Because at that point, what percentage of a move is that? It's another 20% from here, 20, 25%. I think that's totally fine. Reassess, reevaluate. I wouldn't even look at fractals here. There aren't any fractals to even pull. You haven't gotten a support fractal yet. You'll get one at 82, but I don't know. Looks totally fine. Just gotta let it breathe. Yeah, Arcat and Katos, we checked. I said, Arcat, I'd be careful because it could just chop you up for another year. I like breakouts. I like buying breakouts. I like adding on breakouts. I like doubling down on breakouts. Some people flip and hate that shit, okay? They're like, what are you doing, man? You could have been buying here. You could have been buying at 10. You could have been buying support. I like to buy high and sell higher. That's what I like to do. I like to be there when the momentum's there and not a moment before. So you can nibble it, you can cheat it as far as the breakout, but I like anything at 13, anything at 14, anything at 15, anything at 16. I like adding, like double down. But until then, you're just sort of consolidating on Arcat. Okay, so that's how I play that one. KTOS, I have nothing to say because it's sort of like run away from me if I'm trading this. But if I have to think of a target, it's always going to be the same. It's always going to be, if there's a range, what's the high, what's the low, fib it out, 160 to 200. That would be the zone. That's it. I wouldn't think about it beyond that. I'd have predetermined sells or asks up here, ready to go. Like maybe for half the position, right? Just don't even think about it. Whatever. That's it. Nothing else to do. What's up, Karen? Link to the Discord. Check out equal weighted S&P adjusted. I mean, that's some big brain stuff right there. Equal weight S&P dollar adjusted. Can we do it like this? Is this gonna work? Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, that's one way to think about it. Like, it's got room. But what's funny is if you listen to the bears, the macro bears especially, they'll always point to like three things. It's so stereotypical. They'll say Mag 7's a bubble. They'll say AI's a bubble. They'll say nuclear's a bubble. They'll say everything is a bubble. They'll say oil is where I want to be. Home builders for some fucking random reason. And then RSP, right? They'll say, well, the market's not wide enough. It's not broad enough. It's whatever. They'll make up some excuse, right? So if this is what the RSP looks like today, why are they bearish? This is what they're hanging their hat on to be bullish. And it's at an all-time high. So how can you be bearish? How can you be bearish? Look at the IWM, all-time highs, right? How can you be bearish? Maybe they're just bad at trading. Maybe they're just bad at trading. Velo, was it? So I think this was one that... No, okay. I can't remember why I didn't buy this, but phenomenal. Again, somebody called this out like a couple streams ago. Just it's got a Josh Olswich set up all over it, right? Inverted head and shoulders, multiple months. It still looks good. I like ads here. I like buys here. It's up a lot since the breakout, but by a lot I mean like what, 300%. I don't know why I didn't buy this, because we talked about it. I wrote it down. I know I did. I looked at it. I pulled it up. It looks great. It looks really, really good. Targets generously like 110 to 275. There's still a lot of room on this, but definitely a little late. Definitely a little late. VLTO. I guess inverted head and shoulders, not the best chart we looked at today. Again, you're stuck in this chop range. I don't like that personally. I don't like that. ASTS, and then we'll get to the Nwanda list. We got to like zip through the Nwanda list. He gave me like 50 charts today. ASTS, we talked about the inverted head and shoulders at some point, clearly. You know, it's already there. I love it. I love highs. I love breakouts. I love big green candles. Nom, 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 nom. It looks really, really good. It looks really, really good. Especially if you're in the space theme or whatever. This is what I like. I do not like if we just contrast it with the last chart, right? This could break out. It could do well. But this space stuff does something for me right now. This chart. Not because of the sector, to be clear, but because of the technicals. INTC. Yeah, I mean, if you gotta. Looks fine. Looks fine. Is there there's kind of a bear div on that on the weekly? I don't know. It just feels like there's better. I'd rather swing at other pitches, you know? I'd rather swing at different style of chart. Like ASTS over this, ASTS. Just because it's coming off of a fresh consolidation, even like IREN, UUU over INTC to me. This chart looks insane. IREN. It just looks insane. Again, watch this thing go to zero on me, but man, does that look good. Looks very good. All right. Zoom's just consolidating. That thing's going to just pop one day, and I think that's going to be it. I don't think it's going to randomly creep up. Costco. Last I looked, it was not doing so hot. Yeah, you know, again, it's like Netflix, right? You had 3 years to buy Netflix in Costco. Is now the time? I don't think so, personally. APLS we looked at, I thought. NI we looked at. Kados we looked at. A lot of, yeah, APLD, Applied Digital. This is memory again, I think. Looks good. Bullish DK, recross price above cloud. Consolidated. Not bad. Like it. Like it. Adobe. I I'd put Adobe on the watch list. I like 360. I don't think it's a trade here for me. Yeah, again, it's in my mind, it's like, is this as good as Metaplanet? ONDS. I feel like someone asks me about this every stream. It still looks good. Bullish TK recross price above cloud. Yeah. Circled that. I'd be curious to hear what I said last stream, but I'm guessing I referenced bullish TK recross price above cloud. UMAC is drones, I think, right? Unusual machines. Yeah, it's again, is this like a today breakout? Is this a longer term idea? I think it's a longer term idea. But I like the cup and handle nature of this. You've got Pony is a good example of this, where this thing tried to break out at 20, gave it all back. You know, and you don't want to be stuck in this for 6 months. I don't, right? So that would be my consideration on UMAC. Yeah, I did REMX. I like it to, what, 197, something like that. Zoom looks good. Nice haircut. Thanks. MNMD we talked about. Hammer called out Velo. Yeah. Somebody did. Most people do. Most people, they have better scanning than I do on this stuff. Giovanni, I really don't like anything in crypto aside from Monero and Metaplanet right now. That's it. I think it's too early for everything else. EVTL. Looks okay. It's just kind of, you know, there's probably some aerospace ETF. That is fine. Like this is the genomic ETF. If it were me, I would just call it a day and like pick a broad ETF, and if you like it, you like it. Because if the sector starts to take off collectively, you know, it'll probably move. I don't know. Intel we looked at, I got nothing else to say. I think they're just better charts out there. It looks fine, but I think they're better charts out there. ITA is the, yeah, there we go. Man. Yeah, I mean, this is most of the charts we've looked at, right? Bullish TK recross price above cloud. You're a little late. You're a little late, but if you like the sector, there you go. ITA, boom. Industrial Logistics Property Trust. This looks familiar. It's a good looking chart. I'll give you that. I will give you that. I don't hate it. Probably have some fat dividend too, doesn't it? If I had to guess. What does this say? It doesn't give me a percentage. Yeah. Looks good. Looks real good. It's another Josh chart. Absolutely. Absolutely. BE. Yeah, see. These look good. They all look good. You know, bullish TK recross price above cloud. That's what we're seeing. I think for me, I like IREN and UUUU better than most, but this is fine. This is fine. Sweet Green? How's Sweet Green doing? No. Oh, that's not. Wrong chart, sorry. Maybe. 80% since 2025. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There's probably better charts out there. Like, you know, buy Donut, D-Nut. What's this one look like? Still chopping around. Still chopping around. All right, let's get to the list. Nuanda's list. UUUU. Again, can't say enough about this. Love it. Love this chart. Affirm, same deal. Bullish TK regress price above cloud. Trying to break out again. Probably needs a week. Has a history of chop, so I'd be careful. Looks good. Reddit, we talked about already. Cup and handle potential still there. The ridiculous target. What, like at least a 2x, if not a 3x. EPAM looks good, but late. I don't see anything here to open or add personally, unless you're on ultra high time frames. There's clearly a huge diag there, right? So maybe if you're patient with that, Watchlist. Is this also drones? Defense? I don't know what that is. ZTS. I do not like this at all. A little too choppy for me. ACN Accenture. I like it. It's above the daily cloud. What more do you want, you know? Looks fine. Reminds me of like, what is it? Aeropostale? Is that still I forget. Is it AEO? American Eagle? Whatever. Right. Again, if you're outcome independent and you're down here, clearly you had a catalyst, you had blah, 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 right? But this is the point. You're looking for this bearish to bullish reversal. And when you're out of the cloud, that's the time when the system says, hey, give it a shot. Dow, absolutely love this one. I need to add this yesterday. Can't say enough about how much I love this chart. Just slaughtered for years, right? Years. It's down 70%-ish from 2024, breaking up for the first time, breaking diags, breaking patterns. Love it. Love Dow. Oxy, just because Warren Buffett owns it, I hope it goes to zero. I got nothing here. It's too choppy for me. I'd rather just own XLE. LYB probably needs some time. Maybe worth a watch list. Good shout. Not for me. TPL, yeah, I see what you're seeing. Again, it's tough. I don't like seeing a history of chop, right? It's good that it had this trend in 24, but lots of chop. Lots of chop. Mid cap. Lots of chop on this again. Just turns me off immediately. Gives me the ick. Gives me the ick. Galaxy, no, come on. Come on, Nwanda, what are we doing? What are we doing here? It's too early. Maybe inverted head and shoulders on this. Right shoulder, TBD. AVNT. I think it needs more time. It had a good day today, obviously, but again, it's just like so choppy. Ugh. 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 That was getting in the defense stocks. Okay. What's up, CryptoCap? ATKR. Trying. It's trying. It's got, it's got something going for it, right? Maybe a little alert of Rooney at 69. MOH, we talked about at some point. Definitely worth the watch list. I think it's too early for a position, but the problem is when I see this, it's like, okay, are we going to get this? Right? Like, you don't want to be stuck in that for 6 months. Under Armour. Similar to some of these charts. Kind of just a mess. Kind of just a mess. Just a mess. Open door. Yeah, here we go, right? You want to talk about some crazy nonsense. Again, it's got a bullish TK recross price above cloud coming. It's got falling wedge consolidation. Target like 2x. Maybe you take a little position in this one, just because you know people are watching this, right? I mean, from what's his face, the TA is there. That's the most important thing for me. But it's got other people paying attention. Clearly, stop loss on that would be 575. But that's another one I need to add. Open whatever, just because it's one of those stupid ones, right? And the TA looks good. Olin, maybe. What a mess on the daily, though. Maybe an alert. We'll give it an alert. We'll pay some respect. 24. Tidewater. Nwanda just likes his chop charts, I think. I can see... Ugh, man. It's tough. Just a lot of chop. Looks better than crypto, you know. Again, most of these do. I'll give it an alert. We'll give it an alert. Iova, yeah. A lot of these charts, it's like down for a year and a half, chop for a year and a half, maybe breakout. AUTL, CYRX breaking up today. Bullish GQ regress price above cloud. It's not for me, but I can see what you're seeing. Looks better than most of these that you've pointed out. RCKT, Rocket Pharmaceuticals. Again, like this is my jam, right? It's down for a year, 2 years, and flattening, breaking up. Sure, right? Pharma's hot right now. How's Rocket Mortgages doing? Is it R? What is it? Rocket? Yeah, there it is. Huge cup and handle on that too. This thing. If you want to bet on rates coming down, that's one way to do it. Massive cup and handle on that. Fuel cell, yeah, this one I've been keeping an eye on this because it's again one of these stupid charts that's down 4 years. The company's a mess, I'm sure, but I've got alerts here, absolutely. At like 9:25, like I'm ready to go. The moment this thing breaks up, I'm in. A little early here for me. We looked at this at some point. Jumia? I don't know. I mean, it looks fine. It looks fine for open ad. I always hesitate when I see this chop. BKSY, Black Sky, kind of a diamond head and shoulder thing. If it can get out of that, I think it's okay. Reminds me of Roku. Roku had this after the breakout and then just sort of held it. So I like Roku here still too, which I have in the port. SSYS, nah. EVTL we looked at, Backed we looked at. EVTL, yeah, I have an alert up here at like 9-8, something like that. All right, last few here, we'll get out of here. Thank you everybody for hanging out. MGNX, all right, I like an alert at like 215. Micro, these are micro caps. STHO. Adam and Eve, ascending triangle, inverted head and shoulders. Looks okay, looks okay. Australian Strategic Metals. That's a mess, isn't it? You know, it's like, do you trade this or do you trade REMX? I like REMX. ASMM, we're just going to skip that one. PDS, Biotechnology. Too early. Too early. Achieve Life Sciences, here we go. Man. Was it at 4 million? What is going on there? What in the world is going on there? That's a crazy chart. That's a crazy chart. Sure, right? Why not? It clearly is coming off some diag. And you guys are giving me too many things to buy. I'm sure this company's a mess too. I'm sure it's an absolute mess. This one looks like F-Cell a little bit. Chorus Oncology. Interesting pattern for sure. Interesting. I don't hate it. I like it. I like it. UAVS, we looked at this. I think I had this at one point based on that pattern. Yeah, I think I bought it like here and then it immediately went down. I mean, if this can go up a little bit more, maybe. I'll set an alert at like 2.25, 230. Yikes. Yikes. Who wouldn't buy that? Unprecedented value. All right, we'll stop there. I'll be back this week with a full slew of vids, Setup Sunday and the rest. And if you want me to look at anything, just let me know in the comments.